The day is March 23, 1945. Edward A. Carter Jr. is heading towards Speyer, Germany. Carter was one of the most experienced people within his company. He had fought in the National Revolutionary Army against Japan during the Shanghai Incident and was actually a lieutenant before he was relieved of duty for only being 15 years old. He had also fought along Spaniards in the Abraham Lincoln Brigade as an American volunteer supporting the Spanish Republicans. Even in his own company, he was a staff sergeant before going to a private when he volunteered for this provisional company. As they are heading towards Speyer, the tank they were riding was hit by a Panzerschreck. After their tank was hit, Carter would leave 3 men across an open field. Once they left cover, though, one of the men was killed, causing the other 2 to retreat. One of the other men was killed also in the retreat, and the other one was seriously wounded. Carter suddenly found himself alone in the open field. He'd continue across the field on his own. He'd eventually be hit by a machine gun burst and be wounded in the left arm 3 times, and then again in the left leg. This time in the left leg would cause him to crumple, and he would have to continue to push forward slowly. He'd wind up being pinned down behind a bank, and while taking wound tablets and a drink from his canteen, his left hand would also be shot. The enemy fire was so heavy that he would wind up taking cover behind this bank for 2 hours before 8 enemy riflemen approached him. They were going to take him to capture, but instead, Staff Sergeant Carter killed 6 of the enemy soldiers and captured the remaining 2. These 2 soldiers would be the way that he would escape the situation by using them as human shields. The information they were able to gather from the captured troop greatly facilitated the advance into Speyer. For his actions on that day, he would be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross on October 4th, 1945. But on January 12, 1997, his Distinguished Service Cross would be revoked and it would be upgraded to a Medal of Honor, along with 6 other Black Americans who served in World War II. They were the first and only Black Americans to be rewarded the Medal of Honor for their actions in World War II.